Hi, my name is Ava Brannon, and this is my informative speech submission. Today, I'll be talking about the effects of social media on teenagers. So let's begin. Imagine waking up one morning and your first instinct is to check your phone, and you immediately feel worse about yourself the moment you do. We all use social media daily, whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, the list goes on and on. I too, myself, use all of those platforms. But after researching on social media, I've truly realized the effect it has on our mind and our bodies. Social media affects our mental health, it affects our attention spans and focus, and our relationships. To begin with, we're going to be talking about how social media affects someone's mental health. On all social media platforms, we're constantly going to compare our lives to others. We see someone's highlight reel or what they describe as their perfect life, when usually those aren't real. When we open an image of someone and we immediately compare our body to theirs, it's usually true that that image was edited. But that's not our first thought. Our first thought is, why do I not look like that? And how can I be like that? A study in 2023 shows high social media use increases anxiety and depression in teenagers. The more we use social media, the more our mental health struggles. Secondly, we're going to be talking about our attention span and how social media affects it. Imagine sitting down to do your homework. You set your phone beside your computer and you hear a buzz. For most people, they would immediately pick up their phone and start checking their notifications. That creates an instant distraction. Our multitasking leads to less productivity, and it begins hard to focus on our schoolwork. Common Sense Media in 2022 shows teens frequently switch tasks. That means that, like I said, when you have multiple devices in front of you, usually a teenager will switch their task and go onto social media. I myself can vouch for that. I will be sitting doing my homework, and if I get a notification, it usually ends up to me on TikTok. I could scroll for 1 to 2 hours when in reality I could have finished the work I was doing in 30 minutes. Social media makes it harder for teenagers to concentrate. Lastly, we will be talking about how social media affects relationships. Nowadays, majority of communication is through social media. It's easier for teenagers to communicate online. They can plan out their text, pre-read responses, or pre-read text to form a response. It weakens our social skills. Nowadays, texting replaces real-life conversations. And once you enter the real world and you have to come face-to-face with a person and talk naturally, teenagers nowadays will struggle because that's not what they've grown up with. They've grown up with formulated text and responses. It will change your relationships with anyone around you. In conclusion, social media impacts our mental health, it reduces our focus, and it changes our relationships. It increases our anxiety and shifts all communication. Now, not all social media is bad, but teenagers need to be more aware of how it impacts them. Be aware of how social media affects you and be mindful when using it. I hope you enjoyed and thank you for listening.